Hey there, future rocket scientists. Welcome to another mind-boggling episode of Flak Lab. Today, we're launching a challenge unlike any other. What if you had to build a functional rocket with household items? Can you make it? Would it fly? Let's find out. In this episode, we're pushing the boundaries of science and imagination. We're turning the ordinary into the extraordinary, with a little bit of physics, a dash of chemistry, and a whole lot of creativity. You see, at its core, a rocket is a pretty simple machine. It's all about action and reaction. That's Newton's third law of motion. But how do we apply this to our kitchen utensils and garage tools? Well, that's what makes this challenge so exciting. To begin, let's understand what a rocket is. A rocket uses stored rocket propellant mass for forming its high-speed propulsive jet. Rocket engines work by action and reaction and push rockets forward simply by expelling their exhaust in the opposite direction at high speed and can therefore work in the vacuum of space. Now, how can we replicate this with household items? You might be thinking, wait, what? I don't have rocket fuel at home. Correct. But you do have baking soda and vinegar, and that's our rocket fuel for this challenge. When combined, these two create a chemical reaction that produces carbon dioxide gas. This gas will act as our propellant, pushing our homemade rocket skyward. So, here's how you can build your own rocket at home. 1. Start by finding a small, empty container. A film canister works great for this. This will be your rocket body. 2. Next, you need to prepare your rocket fuel. Fill the canister about 1/3 full with baking soda. 3. Then, pour some vinegar into a separate container. 4. Ready for launch? Fasten your seatbelts. Pour the vinegar into your canister. Quickly snap the lid on and place it lid down on a flat surface. 5. Stand back and watch your household item rocket soar. The vinegar and baking soda react to form carbon dioxide gas. The gas builds up pressure inside the canister until, pop, the lid flies off, forcing the canister into the air. That's your rocket launch. Now let's break down the science behind our homemade rocket. This is a perfect example of Newton's third law of motion. For every action, there's an equal and opposite reaction. The action is the gas rushing out of the canister. The reaction is the canister being forced in the opposite direction. The combination of baking soda and vinegar creates a chemical reaction. The baking soda, a base, reacts with the vinegar, an acid, to create carbon dioxide gas. This gas is the action force. It pushes against the canister and the surface below it, forcing the canister upwards, the reaction. This experiment also illustrates the principle of conservation of momentum. The momentum of the rocket and its exhaust before the launch is 0. As the exhaust starts shooting downwards, the rocket gets an equal and opposite momentum, shooting upwards. Now that we've understood the basic concept of building a homemade rocket and the science that propels it, let's dive into the mechanics of how we can enhance its performance. Remember, safety is paramount, so always have an adult supervising these experiments. Firstly, as budding rocket scientists, it's essential to understand that the size of your rocket and the amount of fuel it carries have a significant impact on how high and fast it can soar. If you're using a film canister, it's small and lightweight, so the force exerted by the gas is enough to send it shooting up. But what if we were to use a larger container, like a soda bottle? The base theory remains the same, but a larger container means more space for fuel. More fuel means more gas, and therefore, potentially a higher flight. However, there's a catch. The larger container also means a heavier body, and that could counteract the additional thrust. So, while a soda bottle might give your rocket more height, it might not go as far as a film canister because of its weight. Secondly, consider the shape of your rocket. In aerodynamics, the shape of an object plays a vital role in determining how smoothly it can move through the air. This is called the object's aerodynamic profile. A slim, streamlined shape will cut through the air more easily than a boxy one. So, if you're looking to improve your homemade rocket's performance, consider modifying the body to be more aerodynamic. But remember, balance is key. a too slim rocket might not have enough space for the necessary amount of fuel. Thirdly, let's talk about stability. In rocket science, stability is all about maintaining the intended direction of flight. To achieve this, rockets use fins. These fins work like the feathers on an arrow, keeping the rocket straight during flight. So, if you want your homemade rocket to fly true, consider adding fins made from cardstock or thin plastic to the base of your rocket. These fins should be evenly spaced around the base to ensure balanced flight. Lastly, we come to the question of fuel efficiency. As we know, our homemade rocket uses a baking soda and vinegar reaction to produce carbon dioxide gas as fuel. By adjusting the ratio of baking soda to vinegar, we can experiment with the efficiency of our fuel. More baking soda might produce more gas, but too much could choke off the reaction. Similarly, more vinegar could accelerate the reaction, but too much might dilute the baking soda. Experimenting with the ratio can help us find the sweet spot for maximum thrust. In conclusion, while our homemade rocket might not reach the moon, it provides us with a fantastic, hands-on way to understand the principles of rocket science. From the importance of the body's size and shape to the role of fuel efficiency and stability. Building a homemade rocket with household items is a small step for you, but a giant leap for your understanding of science. To dig deeper into our exploration of homemade rocketry, it's crucial to understand that every element of the rocket plays a significant role in its overall performance. From the shape and size of the rocket to the type of fuel used, each aspect has its own implications on the rocket's speed, height, and trajectory. One critical factor is the shape of your rocket. The design of the rocket greatly influences its aerodynamics, or how it moves through the air. A sleek and streamlined design will allow the rocket to cut through the air more efficiently and reach higher altitudes. If you're using a soda bottle, for instance, you might want to add a cone-shaped top, which could be made from thick paper or lightweight plastic to give it a more streamlined shape. The weight distribution of your rocket is another crucial factor. The center of gravity should ideally be located towards the top of the rocket, essentially making the rocket bottom-heavy. This helps stabilize the rocket during flight and ensures it flies straight upwards. You could achieve this by adding some weight, like clay or small pebbles, to the top portion of your soda bottle rocket. Next, let's talk about the fins. These are not just for show. They actually stabilize the rocket's flight and prevent it from spinning out of control. You can make these out of cardboard or plastic and attach them near the bottom of your rocket. The size, shape, and number of fins can all affect the rocket's performance, so you might want to experiment with different designs. Now, let's consider the propulsion system, or in simpler terms, the fuel for your rocket. As we've already discussed, building pressure inside the rocket by using a reaction between baking soda and vinegar is a safe and easy method. But did you know you could also use pressurized air and water? By filling a soda bottle partially with water and using a bicycle pump to pressurize the air inside, you can create a water rocket. The pressurized air forces the water out of the rocket, creating a force that propels the rocket upwards. Lastly, let's not forget about the launch pad. This is where your rocket will take off from, and it should be stable and secure. You can create a simple launch pad using a flat piece of wood and a tube or pipe that fits the bottom of your rocket. This will not only provide a stable base for your rocket, but also direct the force of the launch downwards, helping propel your rocket upwards. In conclusion, building a functional homemade rocket involves a delicate balance of several factors. It's a fun and enlightening experiment that not only helps us understand the principles of physics and rocketry, but also encourages creativity and problem solving. So, have fun experimenting, and remember, always prioritize safety. After discussing the design and fuel efficiency of your homemade rocket, it's important to address another crucial aspect of the process: the launching mechanism. Without a controlled and efficient launching system, your rocket, however well built, may not achieve the desired height or direction. So, how does one build a launching mechanism with household items? Let's start with the basics. The launch site, which is essentially the spot from where your rocket will take off, should be flat, clear of any obstructions, and safe for everyone around. A backyard or an open field works best. Now, onto the launching pad. A simple and effective launching pad can be made from a sturdy piece of wood and a plastic pipe. The wood serves as the base, providing stability, while the plastic pipe, fixed vertically in the center of the base, acts as a guide for the rocket, ensuring it takes off straight. Another key component of the launching mechanism is the ignition system. Remember, safety is paramount when dealing with homemade rockets, so it's critical to have a system that allows you to ignite the rocket from a safe distance. One possible solution could be attaching a long string to the launch pad, which when pulled, releases a small amount of vinegar into the baking soda-filled rocket, igniting the fuel. Lastly, it's important to consider the weather on the day of the launch. Wind can drastically affect the rocket's trajectory, while rain can interfere with the chemical reaction that propels the rocket. So, always check the forecast before setting up your launch. In conclusion, the launching mechanism is equally important as the rocket itself. By carefully considering the launch site, building a sturdy launching pad, creating a safe ignition system, and paying attention to weather conditions, you can significantly improve the success rate of your homemade rocket launches. So, there you go, folks. You've just built a functional rocket with household items. How high did your rocket go? Did it surprise you? Leave your results in the comments below. The most impressive rocket launch will get featured in our next video. Remember, science isn't just about big labs and expensive equipment. It's about curiosity, creativity, and asking, what if? It's about looking at a film canister, baking soda and vinegar, and seeing a rocket waiting to launch. If you enjoyed this challenge, don't forget to hit the subscribe button so you never miss out on our wild scientific endeavors here at FlackLab. Stay curious, stay creative, and keep experimenting. Alright, FlackLab fans, it's your turn. Try this experiment at home and share your experience in the comments. What did you learn? How high did your rocket fly? Best comment wins a shout-out in our next video. We can't wait to see your homemade rockets. Remember, science is everywhere, and anyone can be a scientist. So get out there and start experimenting.